Greetings and salutations. This is Mrs. KJ going over Lesson 5.03, Review Chemical Equations for Core Chemistry. So review concepts presented in the lessons of conservation of mass and balancing chemical equations. Chemical equations need to be written so that the mass of the reactants is equal to the mass of the products. This is done by balancing the equations. So goals for the lessons, basically a review of the last two. And we are going to go to the problem book in order to work on some extra problems there. All right, and before we get to that, we'll go over the review ones. So again, we're reviewing the previous two lessons. And as a reminder, the reactants in a chemical equation are the substance or substances available at the start of the reaction. The products of a chemical equation are the new substances that are formed after a chemical reaction has occurred. The law of conservation of mass says that mass cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. Chemical equations must follow the law of conservation of mass. A chemical equation must be balanced to make it consistent with the law of conservation of mass. A balanced chemical equation has the same number of each kind of atom on both sides of the equation. The use of coefficients makes balancing chemical equations possible. All right, so here are the problems we need to go through. Set 37, 1, 2, and 3. Find reactants and products in a chemical reaction. Identify the reactants and products in a chemical equation. Describe the importance of the law of conservation of mass as it relates to chemical equations. Chemical reactions cannot create or destroy matter. In chemical reactions, starting materials interact to form one or more new kinds of matter. The starting materials in chemical reactions are called reactants, and the resulting materials are called products. Chemists use chemical equations to represent chemical reactions. In a chemical equation, the reactants are written on the left-hand side of the arrow, and the products are written on the right-hand side of the arrow as shown below. A better way to say that is that the arrow points to the products, because we'll find out later that we can actually have our arrow point to the left. So it's better to think of that the arrow points to the products. The law of conservation of mass states that matter cannot be created or destroyed during a chemical reaction. This means that the number of atoms of a given element on one side of a chemical equation must equal the number of atoms of that element on the other side of the equation. In other words, the equation must be balanced. There are no exceptions to this rule. Remember, chemical equations. The arrow in a chemical equation always points to the products, so points away from the reactants and to the products. The arrow in a chemical equation is like the equal sign in a mathematical equation. A chemical equation is balanced only when the number of atoms of each element is the same on both sides of the arrow. The law of conservation of mass states that matter cannot be created or destroyed during chemical reactions. This means that the total mass of the reactants in a chemical reaction must be equal to the total mass of the products of the chemical reaction. So we keep mentioning mass, although we haven't done anything with that yet. But if you were going to look up the mass numbers of sodium, oxygen, hydrogen, and then you got a second hydrogen and chlorine and add those up when your equation is balanced, it would equal the same as when you add the mass numbers for each element on the other side of the equation as well. So that's why it keeps coming back to mass. Identify products and reactants. One formula unit of Li, or sodium hydroxide, can combine with one formula unit of hydrochloric acid to form one formula unit of table salt and one molecule of water. Reactants and products of this reaction and write a chemical equation for them. So I realize it's already showing it to you on the screen, but you should be able to tell what you're starting with. So when it says combine, that's your clue to write what? A plus sign. And when it says form, that's your clue to write what? An arrow. And when they have and in between the two chemicals, that's another sign to write what? A plus sign. So we have NaOH plus HCl yields NaCl plus H2O. All right, identify a balanced equation. So if we have potassium iodide, Ki, can react with chlorine gas, Cl2, to form potassium chloride, KCl, and iodine molecules, I2. A scientist writes the chemical equation below to represent Ki plus Kl2, careful with these I's and these L's, got to be careful, Cl2 yields KCl plus I2. Is it balanced? So hit the pause button, tell me if it's balanced. So I have 1 potassium on each side. I have 1 iodine, 2 iodines, 2 chlorines, 1 chlorine. Nope, it is not balanced. For if it was balanced, we would have the same amount on each side. All right, let's look at the problems on the bottom. Products and reactants of this equation. So hit pause. Answer is, the arrow points to the product. So magnesium oxide would be your product, and magnesium and oxygen would be your reactants. A student writes the following chemical equation for the reaction between sodium and oxygen. 4Na plus O2 yields 2Na2O. Is the student's equation consistent with the law of conservation of mass? Hit pause, get your answer. So I have 4 atoms of sodium on the left. 2 times 2 is 4 atoms of sodium on the right. I have 2 atoms of oxygen on the left, and distributed, I have 2 atoms of oxygen on the right. So yes, it would be balanced. 1 atom of carbon can combine with 1 molecule of oxygen gas, O2, to produce 1 molecule of CO2. Write the chemical equation. All right, so hit pause, write it down. Answer is, it would be C plus, combine is your clue for plus, so C plus O2 yields CO2. So we have some more writing balanced chemical equations. A balanced chemical equation shows the ratios of reactants and products in a chemical reaction. The law of conservation of mass states that the total mass of the reactants in a reaction must be exactly the same as the total mass of the products of the reaction. A chemical equation represents what happens during a chemical reaction. Because mass must be converted during a chemical reaction, the chemical equation for the reaction must be balanced. That is, the number of atoms of each element must be the same on both sides of the equation. Chemists use coefficients to balance them. All right, so we have calcium. A group 2A element can react with water to form calcium hydroxide, a white solid that is barely soluble in water, so it can barely dissolve, and H2. Write a balanced chemical equation for the reaction between calcium and water. Okay, so I'm going to have you hit the pause button. And the first part is just writing out the equation. So hit the pause button and just write out the equation. Don't worry about balancing yet. Answer is, we have calcium plus water yields Ca parentheses OH2. This parentheses is because OH is what we call a polyatomic ion. It is pre-joined, and there's 2 of them. So I have 2 oxygens and 2 hydrogens for every 1 calcium, plus H2. All right, so go ahead and hit pause again and balance this. So again, you're going to write out your how many of each you have, balance it out, and after it's balanced, you should get the answer of Ca plus 2H2O yields CaOH2 plus H2. So I have 4 hydrogens on each side, 2 oxygens on each side, and 1 calcium. All right, so tips, just make sure that you have the same amount on each side when you're done. And then the tips on the previous page, sorry, I kind of skipped those. Coefficients are the number found before the chemical symbols or formulas, the chemical species it can be called, in a chemical equation. The coefficient 1 is never used because we just assume it's there. Otherwise, why would you write it if there's not at least one of them? Only coefficients can be changed when balancing a chemical equation. Subscripts cannot be changed. Every element in a reaction must appear in equal quantity on the reactant side and the product side of the equation. All right, so let's go down and look at the problem set. You have access to these answer keys, so if you want to do more, you are more than welcome to. It suggests you do number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So balance the chemical equation. So go ahead and do that. Hit pause. Get your answer. So even though it might have started out looking kind of confusing, if you look, we start out with 1 Na, 1 O, 1 H. On the other side, we have 2 NAs, 2 O's, 2 H's, and 2 chlorines already on both sides. All you had to do was add a 2 in front of the very first one. Explain why changing subscripts is not an acceptable way to balance chemical equation. So hit pause, get your answer. The answer is because if I change the subscript, I'm changing the actual compound, which means I'm doing a chemical reaction. So the only way to change subscripts is to create a new compound, which is the chemical reaction. Methane and oxygen can react to produce carbon dioxide and water. Write a balanced chemical equation for this. All right, so hit pause, get your answer. So of course, your reactant side should be CH4 plus O2, yields CO2 plus H2O. This is one we actually did in one of the previous lessons. So CH4 plus 2O2 yields CO2 plus 2H2O. Balance the following chemical equation. So hit pause, write it down, get your answer. And again, this is also one that we did when I was explaining one of the previous lessons. So 2H2 plus O2 plus 2 waters. All right, as always, if you need help, please let me know. If you have questions, let me know. If you need more practice, let me know. All right, have a great day, everybody. Bye.